just don't have a lot to say. The news is just devastating to everybody.
Tearful reactions to news of NBA legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna. We take a look back at his life and legacy. And the Senate impeachment trial returns today with President Trump's defense team, what we can expect from the Capitol. And bad habits that tick off your significant other. We discuss the bathroom wars that are sending relationships down the drain.
From the KHOU 11 studios, this is H-Town.
For all the hours I spent in the gym working and training, and Vanessa, you holding down the family the way that you have, I can't, there's no way that I could thank you enough for that.
And those are words there spoken by Kobe Bryant in the final game of his career.
People from all around the country are remembering him this morning. Here in Houston, Mayor Turner ordered the lights at City Hall and the Montrose Bridges be lit in honor of the former Lakers star, Kobe Bryant, who died in a helicopter crash yesterday.
And there's an outpouring of support from friends and fans on social media mourning his sudden death, many finding it hard to come to grips about the news.
Yeah, and we're going to be getting into those a little bit later on this morning. Some really touching moments from the Grammys last night. Thanks so much for watching H-Town Rush. I'm Lauren Tellerico, along with Xavier Walton, Doug Deloney, and Addison Green. This morning, we're asking, how will you be remembering Kobe?
I think this is definitely one of those mornings where you wake up after the day of a big headline, big shocking news, and you're just like, did that really happen? And that's how I felt this morning. I was like, did he? And you have to check your phone again. It's like, it was true.
Yeah,
it's like,
agreed.
Me too.
No, that was my reaction yesterday when I saw the TMZ report.
Right.
And I almost didn't want to believe it at first.
And
then I had
TMZ,
to, like, no.
Do you trust him or not?
I had to wait, but then all of a sudden I started seeing everything on social media, which you're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
And then this morning you still wake up and it's still kind of surreal. But we're going to talk much more about it later.
Absolutely. Addison, go ahead and kick off our rush block. I know you're tracking a lot in the weather. We have fog this morning, storms perhaps, or rain tomorrow.
Got everything coming our way, guys. Let's go outside, take a look across our area where we can see that we do have that visibility running very poor out there up across the Herman Park area where you're trying to see the view out there towards the medical center, but nope, can't quite do that at all. It's because we have that dense fog in place where we are looking at the entire viewing area underneath this dense fog advisory through 10 o'clock this morning. Several spots are having visibility down to around a few miles, if not going lower than that, especially for some of our northern counties. Montgomery County, for instance, you guys have visibility down around half a mile. So, Doug, I hope people are taking it easy on those roads.
Oh, I hope so, and I hope this crash is not fog related, but either way, it is here, and you can see the fog. This is I-45 up on the north side, well north of Houston, actually. Entering the Conroe area southbound on I-45, all lanes are blocked due to a major crash involving a big rig and a hazmat spill. Still trying to get this cleared out of the way, but through the fog, the camera's not out of focus there. That is fog. You can see the flashing lights. It's southbound right at FM 3083. They will force you off, then you can get right back onto I-45.
One of my idols, you know. I grew up as a kid watching him play basketball.
He meant happiness, like no matter what you were going through in life.
No doubt Kobe Bryant left an impression on everyone. Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others died in a plane crash in Calabasas, California. The NTSB is working to find out the cause of the crash. His death, though, is a definite shock to the sports world. Our Janelle Ford is live at Sports Radio 610. And Janelle, Kobe sparked the mind, really, of every one of his competitors.
Absolutely, and just in the first few hours following his untimely death, we see just how far-reaching his impact is, not only in LA, where he spent 20 seasons, but across the bulk of the sports world, from players to coaches, fans, broadcasters, you name it. So, of course, Houston is included in that. We dug up video from his farewell tour stop here. Here it is. You can see this is from 2016 as he headed to his final face-off with the Rockets. That's him leaving the Four Seasons Hotel downtown. He retired just a few days later. This morning, we're here at Sports Radio 610. The show is going to start in a little bit, but before then, we're going to talk to Payne and Pendergast about the loss of the incredible player, family man, and athlete who will surely be missed. Now, I think that across the board, I know at least for me, this is still very shocking. I'm still in disbelief on the passing of Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, and the other 7 people on board. Back to you.
All right, Janelle Ford, thank you. Well, the Houston Rockets, they were playing in Denver when the news broke about Kobe Bryant. This video shows Tyson Chandler nearly in tears on the bench. He played with Kobe, but before the game, everyone paused for a moment of silence to honor Bryant.
It was pretty somber. It was before the game, you know, with that devastating news. It shook guys a lot. facts are. We lost somebody that meant so much to all of us.
Most players said it was hard to focus on the game with this tragic news.
From the president to celebrities and athletes, the world is remembering Kobe Bryant, of course. JJ Watt, can't be true, just can't be. Truly, truly horrific. Rest in peace, Kobe. And the former President Barack Obama, Kobe was a legend on the court and just getting started in what would have been just as meaningful a second act. And President Trump said this: Kobe Bryant, despite being one of the truly great basketball players of all time, was just getting started in life. He loved his family so much and had such strong passion for the future. The loss of his beautiful daughter, Gianna, makes this moment even more devastating. And as you make your way around Houston this morning, you'll notice the Montrose bridges and City Hall are lit up to honor Bryant and former UH baseball player John Altobelli, who was also killed in that crash. And of course, music's biggest stage last night also happened to be home of the Lakers. The Grammys were held at the Staples Center, and what was supposed to be just a night of celebration started with very touching moments in Kobe Bryant's honor.
The whole wide world lost a hero. And we're literally standing here heartbroken in the house that Kobe Bryant built. 2 years. We love you, Kobe.
Of course, that's Alicia Keys and Boyz II Men singing So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday, ending on a shot of Kobe's jerseys hanging in the rafters. And that is just the tip of the iceberg from the Grammys. Coming up, we'll be diving into more of those moments when we break down the Grammys a little bit later on. And of course, we are hoping to learn a lot more about this tragedy in the coming days. For the newest developments, follow us online, KHOU.com, and the KHOU 11 mobile app.
All right, Lauren, now to more breaking news on the southwest side, where an hour-long SWAT standoff with HPD ended with an armed man in custody. Just before 8 last night, police responded to a shots fired at a house on Quail Glen Drive. This is near the Fort Bend Toll Road in Missouri City. Police said the man barricaded himself inside, waving a gun at them, and refused to come out. When he finally came outside, he tried to escape in a car that was in the driveway. That's and he's arrested without incident. Nonetheless, a scary night for those people living in that neighborhood. The suspect is charged with aggravated assault on a public servant. Now, other breaking news overnight in North Harris County near Spring. A fire inside a taco truck sends 4 people to the hospital with burns. This happened around 10 o'clock last night on Kirkendall and Bamelwood, just south of FM 1960. Workers were preparing for the next day when somehow flames just broke out. The Harris County Fire Marshal is investigating what started that fire. Your Rush Block continues with the day's other big stories, starting with neighbors impacted by the Watson grinding explosion. Some saying they'll never be able to live in their homes again.
What is going to happen to these families that can't afford an attorney?
Neighbors clearing out their homes don't know if they'll get reimbursed. Many expect to meet with their insurance companies today. Yesterday, police opened fire on suspected thieves who allegedly stole property from the disaster zone. They weren't hit, but police eventually arrested them. The coronavirus is spreading and the death toll continues to rise. At least 5 cases are now confirmed in the U.S., the latest in Los Angeles and Arizona. The death toll now stands at 80 worldwide. Here in Texas, a Texas A&M student tested for the illness. Results came back negative. The impeachment trial picks back up today. President Trump's lawyers will deliver their second day of opening arguments. Democrats demanding new witnesses testify. That includes hearing from John Bolton, the president's former national security advisor. Reports say Bolton had first-hand knowledge of the president's efforts to pressure Ukraine. And that's your Rush Block for this Monday morning. Now let's go over to Addison Green for the one thing you need to know in weather.
Well, definitely we are keeping our eyes on that big one thing to know about, and that's the poor visibility this morning. We do have a dense fog advisory in place, so you're going to have to take it nice and slow on those roadways because you can't quite see too far down in the distance. Dense fog advisory does wrap up around 10 a.m., and then we'll be talking about some brighter skies later on.
Yeah, and one thing to know in traffic here is a look at that fog. This is up on the north side, just north of Conroe. All lanes of I-45 southbound are being forced off of the freeway due to a major crash at FM 3083. Give yourself a couple extra minutes if you're coming in north of Conroe. Closer to town, I-45 is moving nicely. Lauren?
Keep it slow out there, Doug. Thank you. In other news, who knew taking care of plants could be so exhausting? According to new research, younger adults know that all too well. The Furniture Company article surveyed 2,000 millennials and found nearly 70% of them discovered being a plant parent is much harder than it looks, apparently. About 1 in 5 of them would rather have a root canal because it's too much work to keep a plant flourishing. Have they ever had a root canal? Because no. Turns out it's a good test to see if they're ready to give as much attention to a pet. Good advice. You really get to see someone's bad habits when you live with them, right? And nasty bathroom habits are deal breakers in some relationships. A new study from Triton Showers shows 7 out of 10 British couples argue over how to clean the bathroom and how clean it is. We're talking things like leaving an empty roll of toilet paper or not cleaning toothpaste splatter from the mirror, maybe. Ladies complain about guys leaving some smells behind. Ooh. And for fellas, it's all the hair that we leave in the drain. I get that. A fifth of the 2,000 people surveyed have broken up over how significant others leave the bathroom. A lot of breakups. So they say celebrities hook up and then break up and leave all their fans shocked and just heartbroken. A survey from Trainline Ticket Company hit the railways in the UK to find out the most shocking celebrity splits of the decade. No big surprise here. Participants voted Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's breakup was the most shocking. Fans are still salty about Jeremy Clarkson leaving the TV series Top Gear. And they just could not let go of Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez's breakup. Hit us up online and let us know your most shocking celebrity split. Use the hashtag HTownRush there. Yeah, I was surprised about Selena and Justin like the first 4 times, and then I got over it.
Hey, have you guys heard the Yummy song? That Yummy Yum.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't like it either,
yeah.
but it was stuck in my head all weekend.
No, it's not a good song.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
it's
Justin.
not a good
Sorry,
song.
Justin. I know Justin's watching us right now online.
Probably.
Sorry, Beebs.
Yeah, and I know they said Angelina and Brad, but I'm still upset about Brad and Jennifer.
I think more people are probably upset about that one than, yeah.
She's friends. She's so lovable.
Always going to be.
All right, time now is 5:12 on this Monday morning. Prince William has a new royal title amid the royal shakeup. We'll share more on his new role. Plus, if you love the hit movie Mean Girls, get ready. It's coming back to the big screen.